Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate everybody, the witnesses, questions from across the dais up here. I want to reiterate, I think, something that our chairman was pointing out, that we've had this committee in particular, but across Congress, across the country, and the administration as well, this having several discussions on healthcare affordability. I think it's front and center to every American, and particularly over the last year. We've looked at it from an insurance angle. Different providers today, hospital systems, pharmaceuticals are always in a focus. What's clear to me is that if we're actually going to reduce healthcare for patients, it's going to take some give and take from all sides of the equation. And everyone here has a role to play in that. The constant, as the chairman said earlier, it's your fault, it's our fault, it's their fault. Like, the American people are getting sick and tired of it. They're sick and tired of the blame game, and they want to see results. One of the things that we like to talk about is competitiveness. This is a unique world, because when you're obviously in the back of an ambulance and you've had a major accident happen, you're not in the ability to make a decision on, oh, take me to here, or here. You're going to go where that ambulance is going to take you, right? The call is made and everything. We get that. There's a different element to healthcare that doesn't exist in other markets, but it's still a very uncompetitive market. Even the dichotomy of New York Presbyterian, right? You're talking about, in New York we have an extremely competitive healthcare market, but also now there's an investigation from the DOJ on New York Presbyterian for anti-competitive practices. There's no question there. I'm just highlighting there is this we do have some competition, but then there's accusations of it being completely anti-competitive, and we've got to figure out a way outside of that. It is one fundamental aspect to making sure that our healthcare can be affordable for the citizens of this country. Mr. Hazen, Mr. Lassiter, your companies operate a number of hospitals in competitive and non-competitive markets. I've had a chance to visit many and know the system well. Speaking broadly, would you say that hospitals in smaller markets, maybe your competitors who have fewer hospital systems, use insurance contracts to lock patients into one provider system, preventing them from shopping around? Is that a tactic that's often used, Mr. Hazen?
Thank you, Congressman. We do promote a competitive marketplace. Most of the states we operate in are non-certificate of need. We do have some certificate of need. Within our contracting strategies, we do not use that tactic.
Mr. Lassiter?
I would say it's the same answer, sir. Thank you for the question. We operate in varied environments across the country, 24 states. Again, some states have certificate of need, some do not. We operate in states where there is great competition, and we operate in states where there are organizations that have market power. We do not use the practice that you indicated as part of our contracting strategy.
Would you admit that insurer contracts are used to lock in patients to a one provider system? I mean, that is anti-competitive. How much worse is this going to get? I mean, that practice is happening. Maybe you're claiming that there isn't among your systems, but how do we get out ahead of that? How do we stop that from getting worse?
Congressman, I would say more competition creates opportunities to deal with that. Supply, if supply is constrained in a particular market, creates opportunities for choice. It creates opportunities for lower cost. Convenience, all those factors can contribute to dealing with that particular issue.
Thank you. Mr. Lassiter, I'll just finish with one last question. Health systems invested over $1.3 billion last year in AI tools for clinical documentation and coding, tools that often don't change the care that a patient receives, but instead increases coding intensity and reimbursement. When you evaluate ROI on those AI investments, are you measuring success based on improvements in patient outcomes and efficiency, or an increase in revenues?
When we evaluate investments in AI, we're evaluating it based upon a number of factors. We're first and foremost looking at, does it help us increase the quality and safety of the care we deliver to our patients? That's first. The second thing we look at is does it improve the working environment for our caregivers who are burned out and we're focusing on helping them increase their resilience. We do not look at AI tools specifically to drive. I think you didn't use this term, but I would say upcoding and things of that's not our explicit goal. Our goal is always to code the clinical record accurately and appropriately.
Thank you, Chairman.